We're here with another Teacher of the Year profile. Right now we're visiting with Crystalynn Buda, who is the Teacher of the Year for 2017 for the California Charter Schools Association. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so you teach World History and AP Psychology at Futures High School.
I do.
And that's in North Highlands?
Yeah, North Highlands.
North Highlands, okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about that combination of World History and AP Psychology. That's kind of an interesting combination.
Well, it's really great. I started off with World History, and World History is an amazing subject because we get to talk about a lot of things that are important in the world today and some of their origins. And then we wanted to expand our offerings in social science, and so I suggested psychology, which morphed into AP Psychology, and both classes get to give the students an opportunity to do a lot of reflection on themselves and their world, whether in psychology it's their social world, or in history it's just the world around them. So the classes go very well together, and I enjoy both of them.
With so much going on in the world today with world events, it must be so fascinating to be able to tie in what's going on currently with past history and see how everything is still connected. Yeah,
absolutely. And it lends to a lot of debate as well, because a lot of the things in history, well, one of the main things I want to get through to the students is that history is not something that's purely objective, and you read it in a history book and that's what happened, but we get to decide what our history is and how to interpret it and how to analyze it. And historians are just detectives that are putting together a story by looking at primary sources. And so that is a really important lesson for our students. And we can use world events going on today to kind of springboard off of that. And the students can see that even the events going on today have a wide variety of responses to them.
Do you find it difficult to get kids interested in history?
Whenever I tell someone I'm a history teacher, I get one of two responses: either, "Oh, that's great," or "Oh, history, yeah," kind of a fake smile, and that's great. And for the students, it's the same. A lot of them love history, a lot of them don't. But history, teaching world history, that's a huge scope. So there are events and perspectives for all of my students to get interested in. They'll find some sort of niche throughout the course of the year that they can connect to.
There's so much content that's available to us now. And so we're absorbing all of this world information. Several generations ago, that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So how do you see the difference between maybe how we approached learning history maybe a decade ago or so, or 2 decades ago, before your time as a teacher, but as to now, because we have a content overload?
Yeah, there is. And I think, too, when there's so much information available on the internet, the students come to devalue history sometimes because they think that they can just look up whatever they want to find whenever they need it. But it's really important to teach them the skills for how to analyze what they do find, because we have so much information at our fingertips that we have to spend extra time nowadays talking about the skills of figuring out what is a trustworthy source in the context of what you're trying to discover, and also avoiding plagiarism and all of those issues.
Well, the digital literacy of knowing what's an accurate source and what isn't. So that's kind of a challenge in a way, because a lot of students might look at something and say, well, it says right here that this happened. Well, what's the source?
Yeah, exactly. That's a blog, which may or may not be trustworthy. And so we have to especially teach those analytical skills.
So now I understand that in your class you say everyone has a voice.
Absolutely.
What does that mean?
Absolutely. Well, I think it's really important to listen to what is going on with the students. At my school and at my charter district, we have a program called Capturing Kids' Hearts, and we engage the students. We shake their hands as they come in the classroom and see what's going on with them. We start every class by talking about good things that are going on in their lives. And, you know, teaching is just a connection between teachers and students. And so it's really important to see how students respond to different things and listen to their voice. That sometimes they'll tell you flat out, I don't want to do this, I don't like this, or that sort of thing. But there are also subtle clues, and they're also, they have some great suggestions for learning. If I tell them, okay, this is our objective, this is what I want to do, and sometimes a student will say, well, let's just do it this way. And like, okay, that's great. We're meeting our objective, and so let's try something different. So I think it's really important to listen to the students and things about them, but also to include them in the learning process for objectives and activities, and to see what fits them well.
So when you're teaching them, you know, world history and their place in the world, what do you teach them about being good citizens in the world? Because that's all part of it.
Yes, absolutely. Part of the Capturing Kids' Hearts also, we have a social contract for each class, which ties in so well with my world history classes, because we actually talk about the social contract in theoretical government topics. But we talk about the different aspects of being a good citizen, and we want to treat each other respectfully and with compassion and with encouragement and all of these things. And that lesson is more important than anything I could teach them about World War I battles. That is the most important thing to reflect on and to learn.
What are they learning about being a good citizen? What is it that you teach them?
I think responsibility is a big thing, being responsible for your actions. You know, I tell them we're not perfect, and part of learning is falling down and making mistakes. And so when I make a mistake in the classroom, I apologize to my students, and we have conversations about those things. And if they make a mistake, or make a mistake in giving an incorrect answer, or even if they have a lapse of character and they do something they shouldn't do, they need to take responsibility, just as I and other citizens in the world, hopefully, take responsibility for our actions and things that we do. It's about integrity, and that's the most important thing about being a good citizen. And also being there for the community and helping each other out. I'm the advisor for the National Honor Society, and we do a lot with community service and helping out others in our community, because we have a responsibility to help others as well.
And involvement in community service teaches good citizenship.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So it's a lesson all the way around.
Yep.
So how long have you been a teacher?
I've taught 9 years, and I'm going into my 10th year.
So what was it that made you become a teacher?
Well, first of all, my parents, of course. But I went away to college, and I was incredibly blessed to have the opportunity to study at a top university and travel around Europe. And it was an amazing blessing, and I wanted to give back to the community and to show my students the same thing that my parents showed me, that they can do whatever it is that they want to do. And also those students that want to pursue the university route, I want to help them get the skills they need to pursue that. And the students that want to go in different paths, I want to help them as well to do it, whatever it is that they want to do.
Well, congratulations to you. We appreciate
you.
your time. We've been speaking with Crystalynn Buda, who is the Teacher of the Year for the California Charter School Association, and she teaches at Futures High School. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.